What's up? What's up? Real MVPs, Ricky Whitmer here, and welcome into something I have not done in a very, very long time. Now, you guys know I've said it a lot. This channel is kind of a reboot in a way. What's the word I'm looking for? Not reinvigorating. Is that what I'm looking for? Reinvigoration of what we used to do in the past. There's a lot of things. The graphic conversation, go check it out right now. First episode is up. Next episode drops this week on Wednesday. So hit that bell for that. But I'm back to do something. And it's funny. The last time I did one of these, I believe it was with Dave. It was a co-review. And it was a movie review. The last movie I reviewed on this channel, Spider-Man No Way Home. The exact date of that video releasing, December 21st of 2021. It is now almost 5 years later, pretty much 4.5, let's say. 4.5 years later, and I'm back. Another movie review here on the channel, and it's only fitting that it is a Spider-Man review, this time brand new day. I'll also get into kind of the reason why that might have been the last one that I reviewed on this channel. But before I get into everything for this review, first off, spoiler review. I'm not going to do a non-spoiler for this. If you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, go ahead, go see it. I'll be here. Hit the watch, put me in the watch later list or whatever YouTube call it. I think it's a watch later list. Bookmark me. I will be here for when you see the movie. I'll be here. If you don't care about spoilers, then go ahead and keep watching. But this will be a spoiler review. I am not going to keep myself from talking about the nitty gritty of this movie. Number two, the rest of the housekeeping, the normal housekeeping. Discord. Check it out down below. Greatest community in the universe, the MVP Discord. If you want to support the channel, Patreon link is down below as well. Hit that like button, that sub button. And if you've seen Brand New Day, let me know what you thought of the movie. What do you think about some of the theories and people are talking about out there? There's a lot. I've kind of narrowed this down. I wanted to keep it concise to the movie. I didn't want to spiderweb and branch out, pun intended, and get too crazy with this one. But there are some things that might gravitate away from Brand New Day, but still stay to the movie. So first thing I want to start off with, and I think this is the big one, because my movie experience, first off, I'm sorry for not having this out sooner. Had a busy weekend, wanted to, give people enough time to watch it. I'm like, you know what? I'll go ahead and do it a little bit after the weekend has happened, give some people time to see the movie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a million times. Chris, I'm looking at you. But what I'm thinking of here is, to start off, it was a big point because for me, I feel like my movie goingness was ruined, or as Stewie would say, ruined by this. And I mean, yet again, I went with Dave. So Dave and I went and saw it on Thursday night, and I went in knowing this to be a spoiler. He went in not knowing it was a spoiler. And when we're in the car going to the movie, I was like, yeah, I already know one of the big things about the villain. And I was like, wait, have you seen it? And he goes, no. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to tell you, because I didn't want to ruin that. So before the movie, there was a clip online. I think it was like a recording artist that did a song for the album, just blatantly ruined on the red carpet that Jean Grey was going to be the villain of the movie. And yet again, I watched, it's like one of those things you're like, I got my phone. I'm like, no. And I couldn't close it in time. And of course you get that spoiled, and you can't put that cat back in the box. And meow, cat came right out of the box. You can't put it back. And I feel like, for me, that ruined a little bit, just a smidge, ruined my movie going experience of this movie, because one of the big things with Brand New Day is you're obviously not supposed to know that it's Jean throughout pretty much the first act of the movie, and then most of the like the big reveal at the end of the second act is like, oh, or middle way through the second act is like, oh, it's Jean Grey. Jean is the one. And really, they don't really tell you who she is until probably the end of that second act. And the third act is all about the redemption of Jean Grey in this. But I feel like that was a little bit ruined for me. And I'm going to say this as well. I still don't know how I feel about Jean Grey being the villain of this movie. I know that it's not something that I'm holding on to and saying, yeah, this is a negative. This is a bad part about the movie. It really wasn't. It's just part of me wanted a like, and yet again, maybe it's because of the theories that we came before. Part of me wanted like a Mr. Negative or like a true Spider-Man villain. I know that the story that they told would have needed to be changed, but there's a part of me that's like, I it didn't really jive with me. Of like, Jean Grey is the villain. I know they did the whole thing where it's like, oh, well, she's not really the villain. It's Damage Control that's the villain. They're the bad guys. And you can kind of see what they're setting up through it. First off, they're setting up the X-Men movie. Duh. That's a big one by having her in it. At the end of the movie, she's obviously on the bus headed towards what we would think is the X-Mansion, Charles Xavier School for Young Gifted Children. And that's number one, setting up X-Men. Also, the one thing that I didn't even realize when I watched the movie until later, kind of like going through tweets, is I was like, oh shit, Spider-Man pretty much is the one that comes up with the inhibitor technology that is going to probably be the big thing of like, because the big thing with the X-Men is, hey, inhibitor technology, shutting down these powers and, you know, having mutants to where they can't use them. We've seen it in X-Men 97. We saw it in all of the X-Men Fox movies to where it's like, hey, that's a big part. Well, in this universe now, Peter's the one that has come up with that. And there's a part of me that's like, holy shit, I can't wait to see whoever they get to play Magneto, because it's supposed to be Adam Driver. We don't know if it's Adam Driver. Now it's like, oh, Adam Driver's playing Mr. Sinister. So whoever they got playing Magneto, him being furious that Spider-Man is the one that came up with the inhibitor technology that is going to play a key part in the X-Men saga, the mutant saga, as they're now calling it. And that kind of like, I will say, brings me into number 2 a little bit with Spider-Man. I don't know if it's just me, but one of the things I found weird was the whole, so I know MJ kind of figured it out on her own and was like, hey, like, you got to tell me who you are. Ned, the whole thing at the end where I know there's people saying that, oh, Jean Grey, she's the one that like kind of like were connected after she was able to get into Spider-Man's mind. She then put the memories, kind of connected the dots in Ned and MJ's mind. And people are like, oh, why is MJ crying when she's frozen by the Jean Grey, like the Omega level power that Jean Grey went to? There's a part of me here that the memories thing with this movie. So I remember looking at Dave and like the end, they do like the handshake and he goes, Peter. Now it could be something as simple as he put 2 and 2 together. He knows who Peter is. Peter showed up at the apartment when they were hanging out as him with Spider-Man. MJ calls him Peter. So he knows what he looks like 'cause he was at the apartment. He knows that Spider-Man's name is Peter. It could have just been, hey, when he's like, hey, my name is Peter, Ned could have been like, oh, you're Spider-Man. It could be something that simple, but there's a part of me that goes, okay, I know Marvel movies. I've watched enough of them. Things aren't supposed to be small. Things aren't supposed to be like, oh, haha, this means nothing. The littlest of things snowball into catastrophic events. And there's a part of me right away that went, oh, this ain't good. This ain't good. Something's going to happen with the spell now. And is it going to unravel? Are we going to get something for, obviously the rumors are for Doomsday that Tom Holland Spider-Man isn't in it. So we might not see him until Secret Wars, which is a whole, year away from, well, right now it's like a year and a half away from us right now. And I just, yet again, it's small. I just think of like, okay, the memories thing with MJ and Ned. Is that really going to be nothing? Was that small, or is that going to be something that is a problem in the future? Third thing I wanted to talk about with this is obviously the big one, the post-credit scene. So with this post-credit scene, we've got the Spidey tracker showing, hey, Spider-Man and Queens. Then it kind of like freaks out and goes, oh, not found. We see it go past the moon into space, and then boop, Spider-Man found, location unknown. Now, the way I interpreted this in the theater was this was not a Doomsday Easter egg. This was a Secret War Easter egg. Like, hey, Spider-Man's just chilling in Queens, and then the whole entire Doomsday movie happens. Boom. Lord Emperor Doom happens by the end of it. Boom. They all, like, everyone just gets warped to Battle World. So it's like him in Queens, and then boom, he gets blooped out to Battle World for Secret Wars. So it's like, oh crap, where am I? Kind of a thing. I know there's other people that are like, oh, that kind of maybe thinks that, oh, it's him with the Fantastic Four. Oh, he's doing stuff in space, kind of a thing. I'm kind of going with the Secret War thing. I don't know what you guys feel like. I just think the post-credit scene is just Secret Wars. It's, hey, we're going to see Spider-Man. It says Spider-Man will be back. Usually they would say like, oh, Spider-Man will be back in Avengers Endgame. Oh, he'll be back in Avengers Infinity War. Didn't say that here. All it said was Spider-Man will be back. We know we're going to see Tom Holland again as Spider-Man. It's not going to probably be in Doomsday. That's probably what they're telling us. It's not going to be in Doomsday, but he will be back. I think it was a post-credit scene for Secret Wars, not necessarily the Doomsday or anything else that people are theorizing out there. Now, the fourth thing I wanted to talk about, and this is a small thing that I saw just recently, is I've seen people pose the question, is Marvel back? And when I saw this, it got me thinking, because for me, and this goes into what I said at the very beginning, the last review I did on this channel was Spider-Man No Way Home, that came out December 17th of 2021. Did it a couple days later, the 21st. After that, so my Marvel watching experience at that time, 2021, Marvel Spider-Man No Way Home, I saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I watched Thor Love and Thunder. Didn't watch Black Panther. Didn't watch Ant-Man and Wasp. Didn't watch Guardians 3. Didn't watch the Marvels. The last movie that I saw in a theater before this was Deadpool and Wolverine, which was July 26th of 2024, nearly, 2 years ago from right now. Didn't see Brave New World. Didn't see the Thunderbolts. Didn't see Fantastic Four in theaters. I saw it well after the fact. Once it was on Disney Plus, I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch it. And one of the big reasons for why, because I'll be honest, yet again, COVID, everything before COVID was a little bit different. Like Johnny and I were going to movies consistently. It was pretty much every single weekend. Like I'm trying to look here. There was not a single movie of the Infinity Saga that I missed. Johnny and I were there. And No Way Home happens. Like, and then boom, Black Widow. I remember Black Widow. They did the whole Disney Plus thing because we were, I think at that point we we're kind of at home still, not really at home. I know that was 2021, but that one they did the Disney Plus release when it came out. I know Shang-Chi, Dave and I saw in theaters. Eternals I didn't see, and then like I said, No Way Home, and that kind of sparked the rest of it. But the reason why I didn't see pretty much everything from Black Panther up to Deadpool Wolverine is No Way Home was phenomenal. Thor Love and Thunder, it wasn't the worst movie, but it wasn't my favorite Thor movie. Like Thor Ragnarok is still my favorite Thor movie. Like Thor Love and Thunder was decent. I didn't love it like I loved the other Thor movies. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, I had no interest seeing. Not a huge fan of the whole like Siri integration. I was like, that one, I'm like, you're not going to catch me there. You're not going to catch me there. There's Siri on my phone. It's like, hey, did you mean me? No, I'm not talking to you, Siri. So it's one of those where it's like, I was like, nope, not going to see that. And then all the other ones didn't catch my either. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, didn't tickle my fancy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 did tickle my fancy trailer-wise. I just, yet again, it was one of those where I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I just like, you know, I just didn't go see it. Marvels didn't tickle my fancy. Obviously, Deadpool Wolverine did. I went and saw it, but like Captain America Brave New World, I was like, eh. Thunderbolts, I was like, eh. And then at that point, it's enough, because I'm going to be honest. The other thing for me personally that goes into it as well are the television too. So like the TV series, there were most of the TV, like some of the TV series, I was like, oh, I like that. But there was a lot of them where I'm like, wow, this is not really that good in my opinion. Like I just didn't have fun with them. Like, and yet again, I'm going down. WandaVision, I liked. Falcon Winter Soldier, good, not bad. Loki, I liked. What If, I liked. Hawkeye, I liked. Moon Knight, I loved. I absolutely loved Moon Knight. I loved Miss Marvel. But then it was after that. She-Hulk, couldn't stand. Missed the mark, couldn't catch me. And I was like, that was one where I'm good. I'm done. Secret Invasion, I was like, oh, that was another. It was like back to back. She-Hulk, Secret Invasion. Then I was like one of those where it's like, okay, do I want it? Like, do I want to invest the time in these? And then I, yet again, fell out. That was October of, so what, She-Hulk was August of 2022. If I'm mapping that with the movies, yeah, that was right before Black Panther. That was right before. And then June 2023 was Secret Invasion. So right after She-Hulk happened, I'm like, oh God, like this is what, where it's like, are these movies good anymore? And then I just fell out. I fell out. I didn't watch Loki. I didn't watch What If season 2 or 3. Didn't watch Echo. Didn't watch Agatha all along. Didn't watch Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Didn't watch Daredevil Born Again. Didn't watch Ironheart. I'm trying to think. Didn't Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, Wonder Man, Daredevil Born Again 2 and 3. Didn't watch, well, 3 hasn't come out yet. 2. They put 3 down there even though it hasn't come out. 2, 3. I'm probably going to go back and watch Daredevil Born Again now because of Spider-Man. But for me, to bring it back to the is Marvel back, this movie has got me excited about Marvel movies again. I'm gonna be honest. When my buddy Chris, hi Chris, I've mentioned him quite a bit because we work together. He's the big guy I'm talking to about comics every day. He's the Marvel fanboy. Marvel, like, he loves everything Marvel, where he kind of was the one that was like, watch Fantastic Four. I'm like, God, I don't know. I haven't really liked a Marvel movie and so on. He goes, dude, watch it. Now, I'll be honest, Fantastic Four, not my favorite. It wasn't like No Way Home where I'm like, oh my God. It wasn't like Endgame where I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But I enjoyed myself. It was a good movie. I didn't hate the movie. It was a solid movie. Brand New Day was one where coming out of it, I'm like, I had fun. Is Marvel back? I hope so, because yet again, for me, this movie, Brand New Day, kind of boom, has sparked, even though it's little, it's like boom, the snap of the finger, it's got the little flame here. The little flame going. It's not a big fire. It's not the Phoenix Force, but it's boom. It's there. It's on. Doomsday, I'm now extremely excited about. Headed into Secret Wars. I'll be honest, everything that they've announced at Comic-Con, Black Panther 3, I'm excited for Black Panther 3. What they're going to do with now T'Challa's son, having David Johnson carry that mantle of the Black Panther as the actor. Ghost Rider with Ryan Gosling being a movie, not just a TV show. And to me, it's like, okay, I'm now excited about Marvel movies for the first time in a long, long time. And I think that this one, it kind of, maybe the seed was planted with Fantastic Four, but Brand New Day, I'll be honest, is Brand New Day, I'm going to say this, is Brand New Day better than No Way Home? In my opinion, no. And the only reason I say that is there was an emotional value to No Way Home that Brand New Day didn't have. To me, No Way Home was like, yet again, that was the third movie of a trilogy. It was the climax, the height of that. Like, if you think of the first three movies, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, it was a 3-movie trilogy, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 of the 3 movies. Of course, Act 3 is going to be your biggest. This is them taking that and going, okay, we're coming back down. We're bringing you down. We can't go boom, boom, boom. We can't be all rise, as Barney Stinson would say. A good mix has got to have rises and falls. We rose. We got to the peak, and whew, now we're back down. Time to rise up again with this Spider-Man character. I kind of like equate this to what Homecoming was. Very solid. We introduced mutants into the MCU. Jean Grey not being pulled from Fox or from Fox, like the original Fox, not being pulled from First Cast. It's not gonna, or First Class. It's not going to be any of those. She was already there. She's born in the MCU. This is Jean Grey. That's homegrown, the MCU world that we know. Now we're going to get a new world at the end of Secret Wars. I'm positive with that. These worlds will collide. Universes will collide. And it's all going to be one after that. But yeah, I mean, not better than No Way Home. No Way Home will have a special place in my heart. But this was a solid movie. I'm going to say, if I'm giving a rating, usually to keep it with what Johnny and I would do on the Rick and Johnny podcast, kind of bringing that in, a 5-star rating. I'm going to go with a solid, I'm debating my head. It's not, the only reason it's not a 5 for me, I'm really debating here between a 4 and a 5. And the reason being, like, for me, a 5 is a movie like, for example, Thor Ragnarok is an example of a 5 for me. If I'm ever sitting around and it's like, what should I watch? Boom, out of nowhere, like, oh, let's watch Thor Ragnarok. Oh, let's watch this. Those are 5s. No Way Home was a 5 because of the emotional attachment. I think I'm going to sit on a 4.5 out of 5 because this one was a good movie yet again. I feel like I'd like the movie better if I didn't have the big like villain spoiler spoiled in this one. If I didn't know Jean Grey was the villain coming in, or the villain coming in, I would have probably liked this a lot more than I did. Yet again, that doesn't mean it's a bad movie when I say like it more than I did. But yeah, it's a 4.5 out of 5. If I'm going with an MVP though of the movie, this is where it's, to me, this is where it's kind of tough, because in my mind, I've got four different people I'm kind of thinking about. Obviously, the first one is Tom Holland. Did an amazing job at, like, not just an amazing job as Spider-Man, but the one thing I thought while watching this movie, it was like right towards the end, I'm like, wow, we have watched Tom Holland grow up in front of our eyes, grow up as this character. Like, think back all the way to, what year was it when Civil War came out? What year did Civil War come out, guys? Someone tell me in the comment section. I know I'm going to tell you in like 2 seconds because I'm looking it up. But think back 10 years ago, May 6, 2016, Captain America Civil War, where we first saw Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Think of him from that moment. He swipes in, grabs the shield from Cap, boom. Hey guys, think of that Tom Holland, the Tom Holland we got now. Man, have we seen growth from him. We're going to continue to see growth from him. I also like Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. I'll be honest, when the casting was like happening, it's like, oh, you know, she might be playing Jean Grey. There was a part of me that's like, she doesn't really come across as a Jean Grey. But yet again, this is something too that I'll probably touch when, so I'll probably touch on this when they officially announce the cast at D23, because they're expected to drop the cast of X-Men in like a week or two at D23. So when they do that, I'll talk more on it. But one of the things that, with kind of all the leaks that we're seeing and kind of what we're noticing so far, Sadie, we can throw this in there, is I feel like they're doing the same thing they did with Tom Holland. They want actresses and actors that are going to grow with the role. They want ones where it's like, hey, they're going to grow with this role. Sadie Sink being 24, she is going to be growing with this character for probably 3 X-Men movies. They're probably going to do 3 distinct X-Men movies, starting with that first one that right now is planned for. Do we have a date? We don't have a date for it. Only ones we have a date for is Ghost Riders 2028, and then Black Panther is December 15th of 2028. But Sadie Sink, the other one, thinking of John Bernthal, dude was amazing as the Punisher. Dude was amazing as the Punisher in this. The comedic relief to Tom Holland. I'm kind of thinking about the great kind of like tear to my eye moment where it's like, he's got the Spider-Man mask on. Yeah, ooh. And he's getting cheered. People are thinking they're cheering for Spider-Man. But it's like, hey, Frank Castle doesn't get this moment. He now gets to feel that through acting like Spider-Man, but he gets to be loved for once instead of, people, thinking that he's too brash. And then Florence Pugh playing Black Widow, playing, I always mess up the name, Yelena Belova. Wow, I actually said it kind of good that time. I think it's because I usually try to combine Belova and Yelena and try to say like Yelova when that's not the character's name at all. But Black Widow, I could just say that. She was another good comedy piece. Yet again, very, very funny with the small potato. Like Dave after the movie was like, I love the small potato, big potato. Oh, you deal with small potato. We in the Avengers deal with big potato. I think in the end, The two that I'm thinking between, Sadie, there's three really in my mind: Tom Holland, Sadie Sink, John Bernthal. I'm going to be boring here, guys. I'm going to give it to Tom Holland. Of course, he was the lead for a reason. Although I really did like John Bernthal in this role. And, honorable mention also Sadie Sink for doing a great job with the Jean Grey character and all the emotion that was needed for that with the story that they were going to tell. But that is going to do it for me. I rambled more on this than I thought I would. Didn't think I was going to give you a 30-minute video, but I did. So let me know what you guys think about everything down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know if there was something that I didn't mention in this video that I should have. We can complete the conversation or continue it in the comment section. Remember, join the MVP Discord if you want to join the greatest community in the universe down below. If you want to support the channel, check out our Patreon in the description as well. Hit that like and subscribe button and absolutely continue that conversation in the comment section. Thank you guys for joining me, for watching, making it this long through the video. I will see you next time. And as always, have a good day, everybody. We'd like to take the time to thank the people who make these videos possible, our patrons, whose names are listed on the screen now. If you'd like to become a patron, you can click the Patreon logo in the bottom right-hand corner. And if you'd like to check out another video from MVP Nerd, you can click the video in the upper left. As always, thanks for watching.